Oh no, what's happening now? Tech, why are you going to be doing this? You're not supposed to be on 2 wheels. You don't have 5 for nothing. You should at least be using 4. That's because I accidentally placed a hub wheel. Welcome everybody to TerraTech. Where today, yes, we will be making the greatest flyer alive. A flyer out of only GS. Oh, and that while we only have 3 flight parts. A rudder, a fan, and an aerofoil. Though we do have an all-axis gyro. The biggest problem with today's flyer is that, well, let's just put it like this, okay? This flyer will always want to go to one side, to the left or to the right. In this case, it will always want to go to the right. Big problem, yeah, enemies. We don't have weapons on that tech, and if it dies, I am in big problem, because I have not saved it yet. And I definitely could have died there. By the way, this is a very early prototype. This was the first iteration of this tech, and I'm just going to put it like this. There will be a better one later on in this video. This one is quite bad. It doesn't really get off the ground easily, but it does make donuts. And I mean, donuts. You know what I mean? Like donuts? I mean, wow. That's also a very good quality, of course, for a flyer. Donuts. Because everyone likes them. Even the police. If the police like something, it must be great. No, that wasn't stereotyping. This thing doesn't work yet. Even though I have added some more blocks, maybe by increasing the weight and increasing the length, I'm able to make it more stable, because then of course the slight offset doesn't do as much as with a very light tech. But now I had an idea. This is the moment I had a very good idea. The idea to maybe put the fan all the way in the back, and then right underneath the rudder, because maybe this way we have a better capability of steering, and we can actually put another wheel underneath. Come on, let's go, let's go. Okay, maybe I should put that wheel in first, though maybe we can't get off the ground then, because of course the tech will be lower down with the nose than with the rear. Though it seems like the all-axis gyro is able to counter that. And we are going in circles to the right, but we do have a little bit of control because of the rudder. So we can have it go in a wide circle and in a tight circle. So we can technically maneuver ourselves, and we technically have guns, so we technically have a working airplane which is able to kill things. Technically. In practice that's completely different, because of course we can't really put the nose down, so we can't dive bomb anyone. The only thing we can do is we can go in circles, we can go in wider circles, and we can glide down, or as some people would call it, drop down like a rock. And try to catch ourselves by pressing build mode. Also, let's just take that tech down before we actually lose any parts, which we... Oh, don't you dare attack that. No, no! You destroyed my all-axis gyro, didn't you? Oh, and the airfoil and the rudder, we only have the fan left. Well, that's going to be reload, reload, reload. We didn't save for nothing, I guess. Okay, so after recreating it a little bit, we have a bit of a shorter tech, because I didn't add any of the extra blocks. So I think this one is like 1 or 2 blocks shorter, which seems like it makes it worse. So maybe by increasing the length of it, I can actually increase the usability of it, because now the tech is a little bit lighter, so that way I do pitch up a little bit more, but because the airfoil of course does more. But maybe it would be a good idea to buy another airfoil and then put that on the side, because if it is on the side it could counteract the fan. Actually, come to think of it, I haven't actually done that yet, but that could be a very, very good idea. No, they still didn't fix this actually. You can still exploit this. It's still a great exploit. You can still maneuver your tech and then anchor again, even though you're in range of the enemies. In this case I am lucky that I am not in range, but I soon would have been. And one of them is starting to fight me. And he runs into a rock. Yeah. You know, like, in that case I can easily win this, because I have 3 solar panels. And you may have your armor plating, but that just falls off. And you're dead. You're dead. Okay, so now we have the most drawn out fight ever with the next 2 tech. That's because they are both stuck and I just want to take all of those parts. So I think, well, let me just use a magnet to grab that before they start to attack me, because when they start to attack me I don't think I'm going to like that, because then I'm probably going to die and maybe even lose all of those blocks, which I wouldn't like. Ah, there you are, this way kiddo. You're going to tell me that fabricators can fabricate things, and this was probably the time I was regretting my life. 6 rubber jelly, 7 plumbite ore. And it's 1 corp. That means I can't use the GSO. That means that I can't use the Geocorp collectors. That means I have to use the GSO collectors. But I don't have any. And I wasn't smart enough. I didn't have the brain power to use the receivers. I think they would have worked. Though I'm not sure about that, so maybe I wasn't actually that dumb. But I don't think the receivers... but I didn't use the receivers. So I brought them all back by hand. By hand. Clicking them one by one and taking them to Crafty Mike. 13 pieces of material. 13 brought back by hand. And then it still made me wait for all of those plumbite ores to go around again, because it was not fast enough, that refinery. Well then, at least we completed Crafty Mike's business. But well done that you made it this far into this video. But that's all I'm going to have for you today, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.